Hello, today we're going to be working on an awesome project. In this project, you will draw the interior of a box that looks like the optical illusion of distance or space, where it looks like you could walk right into this box, or almost like a room or a tunnel, and you can walk back into space, and then we're going to put a photograph of you in the picture. It's really cool. It's using linear perspective, where all of the lines in this picture recede to a vanishing point in the middle. Let's get started. To begin with, you're going to get a piece of paper that looks like this. It has a rectangle in the middle and it has dots on it. Along the edge of the paper there are also dots which correspond to each dot on the rectangle. We're going to draw the floor of our room first. So you can see in this example, it looks like there are lines that come from this wall towards the viewer, towards you, and that there are lines that go across this way that outline each tile on the floor. And those tiles get smaller as they go back into the distance, which is what creates the optical illusion for us. Let's get started. To begin with, we're going to draw a line from the corner of the rectangle to the corner of the paper, just like this. This line should be pretty dark, so you'll want to go over it 1 or 2 times. Make it really dark. We're going to do the same thing over here on this side. Make your lines quite dark. Now we're going to draw the lines that go from the rectangle to the edge of the page. These lines do not need to be dark. These lines should be quite light, because there's a very good chance that you could accidentally make a mistake and you might have to erase these. So you will want to draw them pretty lightly. I can tell you from personal experience that I have made mistakes on this many, many times, and I have seen kids your age make mistakes on this too. So draw your lines light and save yourself a lot of erasing. You know, it's a lot easier to erase a light pencil mark than it is to erase a dark pencil mark. Also, check frequently to make sure that your ruler is lined up in the right way where you want to draw your line, because it's quite easy to lose track of which dot you're on and draw a line in the wrong place. You'll notice that it is easier to hold your ruler at the top up here and down at the bottom, so that it doesn't slide around too much while you're drawing. And I'm going to double check, make sure I'm in the right spot where I want my ruler to be. And here's my last line. Fabulous. Now it could be a wood floor right now. You can see the planks are far apart here and they get narrower as they go back into the distance to our imaginary vanishing point. So already we're creating that optical illusion that is pretty believable. But we want to make a checkerboard design, so we need to draw the lines that go across this way. And there is a very cool trick that has been developed to make sure that these lines are spaced in a way that is very convincing and believable. Artists many years ago discovered that the way to do this is to draw a diagonal line from here to over here. Now where that diagonal line intersects each of the, let's call them plank lines, because they look like they're on the edges of planks of wood, where this diagonal line intersects each plank is where we're going to place a line that goes horizontally. The trickiest part of this is to make sure that your ruler is indeed horizontal and parallel to this edge of your rectangle. It is very easy to get your ruler askew and draw your line a little bit crooked, and then before you know it, it looks like your floor has maybe experienced an earthquake. So double check each time you draw a line and make sure that your ruler is parallel with this line here. Each time the diagonal line intersects the next consecutive plank, you draw the next line. Now, in the back here, closer to the rectangle or the back wall, the lines are pretty close together, but they gradually get a little bit farther apart the closer to the edge of the paper we get, the closer to the viewer we get. The lines get farther apart, which means our tiles look bigger and bigger as they get closer to the edge of the paper, which helps us create our optical illusion of space, which is exactly what we're looking for. And then here's where my diagonal line intersects with my last line. I'm going to double check and make sure my line looks like it's parallel with this line, and it does to me. So here we go. Pretty terrific. Now we're going to draw the lines on the sidewall. For this, we do not need to draw that diagonal line, but here's what we do need to do. Draw a line from your rectangle to the corner of your page. Make this line dark. Now we're going to draw a line from each dot here to each dot along here. These should not be dark. These lines should be light, because these are the ones that you might have to erase if you make a mistake. So draw these lines pretty light and double check each time you slide your ruler over and make sure you have it just where you want it before you draw your line, because you know it is so easy to make a mistake. I'm checking to make sure I'm in the right spot, and I am. And I'm going to continue to draw my light lines, not too dark, just in case I have to erase. And you can see I'm holding my ruler in two spots so that if my ruler wants to wiggle, it's a lot harder to wiggle if I'm holding onto it tightly. Now I've got my planks drawn. Again, we don't have to draw that diagonal line from here to here like we did on the floor. Oh no, there's another trick that makes it so easy. You see where this line right here meets this line right here? We're just going to go straight across, just like that, right there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the next line. Now, the only thing that you really need to worry about here is making sure your ruler is parallel with the edge of this box, because if your lines are crooked, it starts to look like your wall is caving in. So you want to make sure it's very straight and parallel with the edge of the rectangle. Double check each time and make sure it's parallel, because it is so easy for that ruler to get crooked. I'm holding my ruler in two spots again so that it is not going to move. And voila. Very nice, right? Okay, so you just need to continue doing the same thing on these two sides, and you're going to have a very convincing looking interior of your box. It will be fantastic. I hope you enjoy this project, and I'm going to do another video that will show you how to color this in so that it looks like a checkerboard design. Good luck and have fun. Do your best.